Today's unmarked location features Fallon's, but this one is based at Monsignor Plaza. And funny enough, we can't actually access this point as it's completely barred off. Now, there is a Fallon's mentioned at the other side of the plaza, but when you go in, you actually cannot access this particular portion of Fallon's, and goodness knows what you could find inside. I do think Fallon's was destined for a much bigger role in Fallout 4, perhaps cut content, but given the presence of them in Concord, and we've discussed at length that Fallon's appears to have been at least some point considered another location they were going to set up in Concord, but they wanted to streamline players through it so that they wouldn't get bogged down, so a load of buildings got basically their content sliced so that you would end up going to Diamond City instead. Now, from a game design perspective, I imagine that was probably a good decision here and there, but I would have loved just a much more fleshed out, department store that you would have seen many variants, and it would have been awesome if you could have accessed this, and it would have been an additional entrance into Monsignor Plaza. But obviously, given the closeness of Ticonderoga's safe house here, you would have thought maybe even if it was connected somehow, it would have been another neat feature. But alas, they just slapped the building down, put a wooden billboard, and I always love how you see this. I would have loved if more buildings were kind of just rubble. So, as if the roof had collapsed or something. I would have rather a pile of rubble than what looks like a bit of plywood that, let's face it, it wouldn't take too much firepower. Super sledge or, something, a hand grenade would probably take that down. So I'm surprised rubble wasn't a more used feature. Considering the state of a lot of these buildings, you'd think that definitely would have been the first port of call as well. Roof caved in after years of neglect, water got into the roof and just bam. But to give the idea that these are fleshed out buildings that you just can't access because some plywood stopped you, it's a strange one. It definitely is. It's one of those stranger, there you go. I don't mind the plywood there because there's just loads of rubble. Heck, I'd have put the rubble up just a little higher, and then you just know that you're not getting into this building because rubble, it's a natural barrier, not plywood. Plywood is not natural because we all know that it wouldn't take too long to smash through them. Now there is another Fallon sign over here, but I think that's just a lot of massive shopping centres, there are multiple places the logos will be, but it appears that this particular part was just the Fallon's department store. So yeah, it is a shame we never got to access it from this point, and it wasn't really a major part of Monsignor Plaza, but hey, it's an unmarked location nonetheless, and it was fun to have a little chat on it. Let me know what your thoughts are on Fallon's in the description below, or the comments section, of course. If you want to go to the actual Fallon's department store, there's one obviously near West Roxbury Station. Thank you. I'll see you all in the next one.